So delighted to be here on behalf of Vitae Sports to speak to the Delhi Capitals' new fielding coach, Biju George. Biju is on the other side of the world, but we're still managing to chat this afternoon. Biju, just how are you doing this afternoon or evening, of course, where you are?
It's not even evening. It's like around 11 o'clock in the night. It's almost 10, 11. We just got back from practice. Right now, because of COVID scenario and all, BCCI had to host the IPL in Mumbai and the nearby city of Pune. So what that does to the logistics is, even if it's not quite a nightmare, like for practice, we have to travel almost one and a half hours to get to the ground for practice. And we get shortened practice, like 2.5 hours. We have to cram everything in, including your fitness, fielding, whatever it is. But it's an absolute, like, say, like privilege for us to be out there working, putting out good quality cricket. So at least it takes a lot of people's mind and keep them in a good shape mentally.
Yeah.
Seeing good cricket on TV always cheers you up.
Yeah, I mean, fielding is a fundamental of cricket, and a lot of teams talk about how a fielding unit work together as one, and it can be the difference between winning and losing. Is it a bit frustrating for you to not be given that extra bit of time to do it fielding, or do you feel like you still get enough in the sessions even though they're a bit crammed?
Nah, what happens? Like, see, for an IPL session, I am lucky. After I decided that I be a fielding coach, I worked with the under-19 India boys, the India women, and three different IPL teams: Calcutta Knight Riders, Sunrisers, and now Delhi Capitals. And every session is planned in such a way that unless we have a team fielding session in, the guys who get the batting and bowling in, we'll set up drills for them, or they work in specific areas where they might be fielding. And nowadays we're lucky that cricketers are so well educated in exactly knowing what they want done as far as fielding is concerned. I want this sort of catches. I want this sort of balls to be hit to me. This angle I'll be fielding. So it makes the life of fielding pretty damn easy. Sorry for the language.
No, it's completely understandable, and of course for yourself to be a part of such a big franchise, as you mentioned, you've already been there, you've done that with other teams. What's it like to now be with a different team? Are things the same, or do teams do things a little bit different?
But here I work with Calcutta Knight Racers. Lucky all through my life, God has been good to me. I work with legends like Jack Callis, Simon Gatich, and Wasim Akram in Calcutta Knight Riders. And I was Brad Haddin, Trevor Baseless, Muthaya Muralidharan, VVS Lishman in Sunrisers. And here I am with the great Ricky Ponting. And it's an absolute blessing. I believe I'm blessed. I'm lucky to be here where I am. And here, DC, Ricky Ponting had given absolute free hand and he's up straight in your face. The first meeting he told is like I heard about you. So you do your stuff. If there's something going wrong, I'll jump in. And touch wood, nothing has gone wrong so far. And this day we had our first match. And I'm so happy that he came up and said, Georgie, that was the best fielding I've seen in IPL over a long time. And we saved 15 runs on the field. We took 4 catches. There's just one drop and no fumbles. It's good.
Yeah.
Good start.
It is, and of course you've been welcomed into the side, but of course a bit of a changed coaching team, and with the likes of Shane Warne, Praveen, James Hope, all those new faces coming into the coaching side. How have you found working with a couple of familiar faces who've been there and done that in the game?
Like Praveen Amre is a guy I know since almost 20 years. We've been knowing each other. We did our level 3 together. So and we've been seeing each other on the circuit almost like once in 3-4 months, and we keep talking on the phone and all. Like cricketing community is like close knit community. We get to know each other. Like what we're always happy that something good sort of happens to a guy. So we keep following, we keep tracking, and we're there to help each other. This is good. And it was through Praveen Amre only I got into this franchise. Initially, this last year, 2020, I worked with Sunrisers. The next year, to the 2021, I worked for the Central Government in India, so I was put on election duty and missed the IPL. So this year, I was not sure whether I was going to be with any franchisee. I was in talks with another franchisee, like no franchisee, and it was almost through. All of a sudden, Delhi came in. The one above God decides like where you have to be at a particular point of time, and here I am having the time of my life.
Yeah, it does. It does sound absolutely amazing that you're of course living your life over there, and of course just having a look ahead of the tournament. I know it's just getting started, but the Delhi Capitals, your side, are of course the favourite amongst a lot of the bookies for to win the IPL. It's still a very hard task, but there's some very talented players that you get to work with, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to work with people and see talented, cricketing wise educated people in the sense that they know exactly what they want. And nowadays, like earlier generation, we as coaches should be spot on to manage the workload. But now they are very much aware like how much the body can take on. And it's going to be amazing IPL as back in India. IPL is good.
Yeah, it's a massive franchise, and of course for yourself as well, you've worked alongside a lot of big teams. You mentioned Kolkata Knight Riders, Sunrisers Hyderabad. You've also worked with the Indian women's cricket team and the Indian under-19s team. So you've got a plenty of knowledge that you can pass on to these players when the going gets tough.
See, you have to know where you are and who you are. My designation, my role is to be a fielding coach. So whatever relates to fielding, I pass it on. And like couple of these kids are very like they I'm like also not in the Indian domestic circuit as a guy who is really accessible. So these guys keep talking to me because the seniors down the line has spoken to them and said that if you have any doubts you can talk to this guy. So I never lock my door, like I just latch it so they can come in anytime and we have a talk. They open out about their face. It's not see, there's not a big difference between an elite player and an average player and an international star. It's all up here. It's how you think, how you process the information and take in what you would really need and filter out those unwanted thoughts. What makes you a good player.
Yeah,
So these kids need a sounding. They need a sounding board. They just come and talk. Even if I don't say a single word, they need somebody to listen to.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's great to have you, of course, part of the team. Your side have got off to quite a great start as well, beating the Mumbai Indians. But Biju, what does it exactly take for a side to win the IPL? I guess consistency is a big thing, but is it the togetherness of the lads that really helps?
It is the togetherness of the lads. See, every team will have two different type of players. One will be the impact players. On the day they turn up and win the game on their own. And there are the consistent players who are the bedrock of the team. But this IPL will be very different. I believe that as it's in summer and in India, and we'll be playing on just 3 or 4 grounds. So the wickets will tend to over, and as the time gets by, the team with quality spinners and quality domestic batsmen, middle order batsmen might come through. So it'll be right from we might have a 200, 210 scores initially on, but down the line we might see a 160 being a good score or 170 being a good score.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, Biju, thank you so much for chatting to me this afternoon here, of course, late evening with yourself for Vitae Sports, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, mate. Take care.